Yes, I know it's been a whole flipping month and I haven't posted anything on my YouTube. I am sorry. I apologize. I've been so hooked up with doing so many different things recently, and YouTube's just the one that's been pushed aside, unfortunately. But I am back. I'm going to try and make an effort to schedule one post per week and just keep it rolling like that. But I hope you are well. I hope you're still trying to achieve that goal, achieve that dream life, and just improve every single day. Me personally, I'm in a very good position. Although you have your ups and downs, I've been learning a new skill. I'm doing a half marathon soon, still going uni, still going work, and just grinding, every single day. And eventually these steps will lead to something nice in life. We will get the dream life we want, as long as we just keep going and not give up. But anyway, that ties me onto what I want to talk about today, and that is your habits. The reason you don't have your dream life is because your habits stink. Habits are so flipping important. They become your identity. They are proof of who you are. If you have lazy habits, you are going to become lazy. Everyone's going to see you as the lazy bum. On the other hand, if you're constantly trying to better yourself, waking up early, eating healthy food, having healthy habits, people are going to look at you and be like, yeah, this guy is doing his thing. He is healthy, he's strong, he's trying to achieve something big, and you have that proof, you have that evidence. And it's all about taking one step at a time, trying to be 1% better each single day. That's all it takes. By the time you've reached the end of the year, you will be 37 times better. But this also means if you get 1% worse each day, you're going to be 37 times worse than you were originally. Habits dictate your life. The reason you're not seeing results is because you're not waiting long enough to see them. It takes time for results. We got to wait. When I first started talking to a camera, I was shy. I was anxious. I was so up in my head, felt so cringe. I was useless at doing it. Look at me now. You tell me, am I good speaking to this camera? Probably not. But it's a work in progress. It takes time for results, but you got to wait. When I first started talking to a camera, I used to be so bad at it. I used to stutter, I used to do so many different takes, but I still posted the videos. You can go check if you really want. But you can see over time my progression, my confidence, my ability to articulate what I'm trying to say to the camera. It has improved. And I'm not saying this is the end result, but you can see improvement that is going to lead up to a good result in the end. You're going to see improvements of me being able to speak to the camera with flow and confidence and conviction, and ultimately I'm going to have less cuts in my videos. You just got to wait long enough to see results. You got to wait and compound. You might be waiting for a breakthrough, same as me. I'm waiting for my social media account to just blow up with followers and likes and comments and all that shit. Breakthrough moments often happen when the previous actions build up the potential required to cause major change. Think of it as popcorn. You need enough energy for the corn to pop. Same way you need enough energy, enough effort, enough actions compounding to see some results, to see a breakthrough. If you're putting tremendous effort and not seeing results, you are what James Clear calls in the valley of disappointment. This is the plateau of latent potential, a graph that shows what you think should happen and what actually happened. The shaded part is where you're at, the valley of disappointment. This time period is make or break. You have two options. You keep on going and you get past this time period, or you abandon the mission, you abandon your goal and you suffer. I'm in that time period as well, man. I'm in that time period where I have two options. I give up and I suffer and live with regret, or I keep going and keep pursuing what I want to do. And then soon enough, I have a breakthrough. And I look back at these moments and I'm like, it was worth the wait. It was worth the valley of disappointment, and it was worth the sacrifice to get to where I want to be. So how do we build habits? First, we need a system. We tend to focus on goals and not system. A goal is a result, whereas the system is the process of how you get to the result. So stop thinking about the goal. Start thinking about the habits you need to have in order to reach the goal, in order to reach the person that has these things. If it means waking up earlier, do it. If it means eating healthier food, do it. All these things contribute to becoming the person you want to be. It's sacrifice. Stop focusing on your goals. And this doesn't mean don't have any. It just means stop focusing on them. Winners and losers have the same goals. The goal is not what differentiates the winner and the loser. It's the system the winner has, the habits they have. That's what gets them results. Remember, achieving a goal is a momentary change. For example, tidying a room. It's pointless tidying my room because I know I have a habit of leaving stuff everywhere, and ultimately it just becomes dirty again. So what does that mean? So instead of tidying your room every single time, Fix your habit of making it dirty, because habits stick and that creates identity that becomes a part of you, who you are. So change your system. Goals are what is restricting your happy. You think that once you reach your goal, you'll be happy. Stop focusing on the goal and focus on the process, the present moment. You keep telling yourself once you reach your goal, you're going to be happy. So you're restricting your happiness throughout the process. Don't narrow your happiness, man. Don't narrow your happiness. Every day is a blessing. Every moment you have is a blessing. Live in the present moment. Embrace everything you go through. And you will see the beauty behind the process, the beauty behind life, the beauty behind every single opportunity, experience you face. And fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the process, man. There's no point pursuing something if you're not going to enjoy the journey. Because it's like you're waiting for permission to give yourself happiness. You're waiting for yourself to achieve something to get happiness. Don't wait for your permission. Just embrace everything. Enjoy everything you're doing. Find a way to enjoy everything you're doing. Goals are at odds with long-term progress. If you really want a long-term change in your life, don't focus on each goal. You know, hard work is focused on a goal, but what's there left after you've achieved it? Because the bad habits end up crawling back in. And I've experienced this myself. I set myself a challenge to run a 10k and I did it. I loved it. I enjoyed it. It was the best thing ever. After that, I had no motivation to do anything. And why is that? Because the bad habits started crawling back in. Whereas if I focus on becoming a runner, identifying as a runner, those habits stick. I know I have to run every single day, or I know I have to do a certain amount of running within the week or something. That becomes a part of me. It's the same with anything you do. Instead of focusing on the goal of losing weight, of becoming hench, of earning a certain amount of income per month, start thinking about the person who deserves those things. Think about the habits that that person has, because they stick long term. You don't want to lose 20 kg to then gain it. You want to stick with the habits of keeping your body in shape. So don't focus on that goal. Focus on the habits, the process, the system of becoming that person who has that weight. Setting goals is a way to win the game, whereas systems allow you to continue playing it, allows you to continue improving. Look, it's never meant to be easy. I struggle with this the most, but creating habits is what creates you. And it's tough. Yes, it's tough. It's never meant to be easy, but you take one step at a time. Compound these small steps, these small percentages that you increase by every single day, and you will eventually have a breakthrough. You will eventually gain your habits. You will eventually become the person you want to become. So keep trying to be better every single day. That's all I can say. I'm really aiming to post one video a week. If you haven't already, go subscribe, go like, go follow my Instagram and TikTok. I really appreciate everyone who's following my journey, everyone who's showing some love. So all I can say is, you know, we need to keep going. If you like the video, go like the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'd really appreciate if you go and follow my Instagram, because I am finding it impossible to grow that, and I really want to build a following on Instagram. So if you could go do me a favor, go follow my Instagram, go follow my TikTok, and as always, peace and love.